Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this in the world. I hope you guys are doing okay. So it's been quite some time since we spoke about Low Tier God and his antics on Tekken 8. Now these antics are not exclusive to Tekken 8. Everyone knows that Low Tier God has been rage quitting or plugging on fighting games since you were able to do it on fighting games. Actually, it's been about 5 months since we spoke about Low Tier God, and the reason we spoke about him previously was because of how heated the situation with points distribution and rage quitting had become on Tekken 8 and how bad it was at the time. It's been some time now, but those of you that started with Tekken 8 on day one probably remember how frustrating the plugger situation was. I made several videos on it myself, with the Low Tier God one being the most popular one and the one people spoke about the most. Since then, plugging has died down quite a bit, and it's definitely not the problem it was 5 months ago, but it hasn't gone away entirely, and in a ranked mode that is already heavily flawed, having people rage quit on you just exasperates an already annoying experience. Before I go on in the video, I need to point out some criticism and pushback that I received on the last Low Tier God rage quitting video that I did 5 months ago. So to those of you that were sending me messages regarding it, at no point in the video did I make it personal with LTG, at no point in the video did I make comments about his personal life, and at no point in the video did I reference any of the recent or old controversies surrounding LTG or any of the topics that people have been speaking about as of late. I kept it to the game and how he interacts with it, so for everyone saying that I have a personal beef with LTG, I don't. Low Tier God to me is just a perfect template, is a perfect example to present Harada and the Tekken team as evidence that their ranked infrastructure needs to be reworked. There is a lot to speak about when it comes to Low Tier God, but I feel enough people have covered this and I really want to keep it to Tekken because, again, as I said, I think what he does on Tekken really outlines the problems that I have with the game.
So I'll just re-rank. It's no big deal. I'll get back to blue, back to whatever. I don't give a shit. Not sure why I was banned because I never actually quit, guys. I never actually quit. That's the funny thing. I never actually quit.
Now, back when I made the original video about Low Tier God, he said that it doesn't matter and he will just re-rank, and he was right. It didn't matter. He can just re-rank because banning him is no different than blocking someone on Twitter. They can sign out to look at your tweets or sign into another account, so I never really understand why people do it. And on Tekken, you can just go onto another profile. As a matter of fact, I know I mentioned to you guys before that I have a close personal friend that does nothing but rage quit and his account got banned when the original bans went out. And he just made another one and started all over again, and now he's right back to the rank he was at previously with 16% disconnect rates on his profile. Now, because he's my boy, I'm not going to bait him out, but every time he does it, I look at him, I'm like, what is wrong with you? And he knows who he is, and to be honest with you, I can't really get mad at him or LTG. The game allows it.
Round 3. Fight.
Imagine getting your ass beat by Flame Ruler Ryan Gosling. But look, Namco, jokes aside, he avoided demotion because of your rubbish system. At the very least, if you're not going to award me for having my time wasted, why didn't he get demoted for doing that? I understand the talking point Harada and the Tekken team have when they talk about boosting and how people could potentially exploit this, even though I think it's a lazy and weak argument. But what's the logic behind not demoting LTG in that situation? How does your system not pick that up? You understand that this is a form of boosting, or at the very least a form of maintaining. That rank that is showing there, the Fujin rank that you can see on the screen, is fraudulent, as evidenced by the antics in his video. He should all rights be demoted to whatever rank comes before Fujin. Some of you might say, Mike, it's just ranked, who cares? And to that I say, if that's the logic and sentiment shared by the Tekken team and people in general, why have a ranked mode at all with titles and a point system? There clearly is a point, people do play it for a reason, so fix it. I swear, of all the problems with Tekken 8, for me, this is the most ridiculous one because the fix seems so simple.
Mods ban the person that's a non-sub talking about yickety. Gonna go low the whole time.
You lose.
I meant to quit, so I lost my rank because I'm being sniped 24/7.
He meant to quit in time to save his rank but didn't make it. Tekken team, do you understand the problem here? You can literally avoid point deductions and rank demotions by just doing this over and over again, which means that the lengths you went to avoid such behaviors was futile. Because if everyone wanted to do this, They could. Now I know most people aren't petty enough to do such things, but if they wanted to, they could. So why not just future-proof your game in case we ever get to a point where people want to, I don't know, stage a revolt for putting loot boxes in the game? I don't know if loot boxes are coming, but I can imagine people being so annoyed that they start to rage quit on the game just to make a point. I really wouldn't be surprised. Crazier things have happened on the internet. Just future-proof the game and stop wasting people's time.
Mashing buttons, mashing buttons, mashing buttons. Here we go. Here we go! Mashing buttons. Here we go. Mashing more buttons. There's heat. Now I can't press anything. Mashing buttons. Can't press anything. Tekken 8. You see what I'm saying? You don't get a chance to press shit. A nigga could just pop heat and mash buttons on you. Look at that. As soon as he starts mashing buttons, I'm basically just stuck in blocks now. Now here we go with the mashing shit. Here we go with the mashing shit. Here we go. I'm about to lose the whole round for this shit. Look. The whole round. Fake ass game. You can't even play this game like normal Tekken. Of course it was a fucking stream sniper. It's Tekken and I'm playing it. Nobody plays this dog shit ass game.
I also don't get why he keeps on going on about stream sniping in Tekken. This isn't a thing. This is not a shooting game where you can see where people are camping or hiding on the map and you keep killing them. This is a fighting game where you're essentially locked in a cage of another person. There's no outside interference, no way to pop out of the ground and steal a win, no way to drop in like it's a Dark Souls game and jump your enemy. It's the same format every round. So if someone stream snipes you and you lose, how does that differ from losing to someone in ranked? If someone was trash at the game and they stream sniped you and you beat them, it would be no different than beating a trash player in ranked. You're still locked in with one person with no outside interference. How does it make a difference? Stream sniping on fighting games is not a real thing, and the only thing you need to do to overcome it is to get good. So if there are any streamers out there that are saying they're being stream sniped and that's why they're quitting, it's not a real thing. The format does not change. Nobody sneaks up on you.
Nobody plays this dog shit ass game. Niggas cut it on because I do. Yo, Namco, where the fuck is my check? Nobody gives a fuck about your garbage ass game unless I'm playing it or Max or somebody like that. Your fucking game is garbage. You created the worst fucking Tekken of all time. You allowed dumb niggas to pull victories over people that have no business doing it. Should be ashamed of your fucking goddamn self as a company. Fucking garbage ass fucking game.
I know this is a side note, but how do you spend time playing a game you think is garbage? Has LTG ever played a fighting game he actually liked? There's always an excuse. I also find it funny that he's playing Victor when talking about low IQ. Now that's no shade on the Victor players, it's just some characters are easier than others, and Victor is objectively an easier character to use than most of the other cast.
I'm quitting on every fake ass game that I lose. I'm quitting all the time, every time. I'm gonna quit till this account gets banned. I should never lose to a bum ass nigga in Tekken. But we're playing Tekken 8, so it allows it. So I'm gonna quit every single fucking time.
He said I'm quitting all the time, every time. Namco, this isn't me saying ban LTG, because I'm not, because it doesn't work. This is me saying look at how flawed your system is. What incentive would people have to quit if they got punished? Let's ignore the fact that you wasted my time for fighting them, okay? Let's put that aside. Shouldn't you punish them? He even said it allows it, so he's gonna keep doing it, and he's not actually wrong. How can I get mad at low tier God when you let him do it? You are the enablers. What is the point of going to great lengths to save the integrity of your ranked mode when this is what you do? How can anybody get upset with LTG at this point? He is literally exploiting the game. They said that these bans were going to change everything, and they changed it somewhat, but it's not good enough. And even if you don't want to award me my points, even if you don't want to, that would be fine. But you don't punish them, so there is no integrity in your ranked mode.
A mirror match?
I mean... how can I even get angry at that? You let him do that. My man saw another Victor and he said nope. Now I think we all know why he did that. It's because the other Victor player would probably show him up, probably show him how to punish things, probably show him how to step, where to block, and he wouldn't really have an excuse because it's his character.
Pops heat for what? Like the match wasn't even like we're not even doing anything. Why are you popping heat?
Now I know Dragunov is overpowered, but Namco, you need to do something about this sort of stuff. Now I've spoken about rage quitting in Tekken for ages now. I think I've made about 5 or 6 videos about it. It's the topic and it's the part of Tekken that annoys me the most. I know some people are very focused on the monetization side of Tekken, and I think that's great because there are things that need to be discussed there. I know there are people that are focused on the balancing of Tekken, and I think that's great, and there are things that need to be discussed there. Obviously we can see how stupid Dragunov is, and there are balancing problems. My biggest issue with this game is its ranked mode, and I'm going to stay talking about this until they fix it. Now it doesn't mean I'm going to upload a video complaining about ranked every day, which is obviously not the case because that's not what's on the channel, but I do think this needs to be highlighted. I've said multiple times, if you don't want to add death matches in, fine, that's just something that I miss, but maybe it's not the best for Tekken. I can try to look at it objectively, but there's a couple fixes for situations like this. If someone like low tier god can't take losing and he just rage quits over and over again, deduct their points if you don't want to give me any points. That's fine. At the very least, there is some punishment there. Now it's not fair on me because I could have very well taken a lot of points and been at a much higher rank by now if it wasn't for all the rage quitting, but I can take a 50% fix on the problem. The other thing that you can do is stop distributing points after every match. If the point of having a set there is to complete the set, lock people into the set, give them the opportunity to leave even after one game, but it just means they receive no points. It really makes no sense to me that we have a system in this game that remembers that you lost 2 games, and so if you lose the 3rd game, you lose double the points. When you get to higher ranks, it feels like triple almost, and yet you could actually end up winning the set. A prime example of this is that I lost 2 matches to a God of Destruction player, and then I went up against a God of Destruction king and I lost the first match in that set, and I lost 1,600 to 1,700 points on top of the points already lost previously to the other God of Destruction player. But I went on to win the set against the king player that was God of Destruction. So even though I won the set, because I lost the first game and it remembered that I lost the 2 previous games, I actually just came out of that for the worst. I won the battle, but I lost the war. And so the system doesn't really make sense. It is being abused by people like low tier gods still, and the point distribution is rubbish. Namco needs to seriously look at this. Now we are on the cusp of Heihachi Mishima coming out in this game, and with Heihachi Mishima's release there are a couple things that need to be addressed. The rank system needs to change. Now I don't imagine they're going to change it in time for the end of season 1. It will likely come in season 2 if ever, and obviously Dragunov needs to be toned down. Those are really 2 of the biggest points for me in Tekken 8 right now. Heat is still not ideal. I would prefer a Tekken without it, or a much more toned down system, but it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be. It's manageable, and low tier god was just bitching in that video. There are things that are annoying about this system, don't get me wrong, but if you go back and watch the gameplay in that video, he's missing punishes left, right and center. He is not stepping correctly and he's not blocking. But that being said, the heat system is still not perfect, but I can overlook it. But you need to fix your rank system, Namco. This is where people spend majority of their time. It's where people train. You know that. That's why you have the system in the game. So to reiterate before we close off the video, change up the point distribution. Personally, I would get rid of the bonuses and the negatives. So if you lose 3 games, you lose loads of points, and if you win 3 games, you gain extra. I would just get rid of that altogether and just leave it as a flat system. You gain 700 points for winning and that's it. And B, I would change where the points are distributed. Distribute the points after the set. People should need to win sets. It is not fair and it is completely fraudulent when you have people doing one and dones, whether it's winning or losing, because it doesn't represent who the stronger player was in that set. If you're not going to have death matches, if you're not going to have best of 5, at the very least do that. And most importantly, punish rage quitters correctly. Don't just deduct their points. If someone rage quits consistently, demote them. Demote them 3 times to teach them a lesson. You should not be rage quitting. This is not a personal attack against low tier god. It's merely that he is the perfect template to present Namco and show them why their rank system is a steaming pile of crap right now. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Take care, have a good day, and peace.